Hello everyone. Here we are going to discuss a topic that is neoplasia. Its definition, nomenclature, and predisposing condition or precancerous condition. Usually you get a short question on each of them. You never get long question on this topic. So let's start. So let's start the topic that is neoplasia, definition, nomenclature, and predisposing condition. So here, first of all, I will let you know the definition of neoplasia. Then I will let you know the nomenclature. Then we will start the precancerous condition, in which we will discuss two important precancerous conditions: the genetic predisposition and non-hereditary precancerous condition, predisposing condition. So let's start it one by one. Let me tell you the definition of neoplasia. What is neoplasia? To understand the neoplasia, split the term neoplasia. What do you mean by neo? Neo means new. And what do you mean by plasia? Plasia means growth. So neoplasia means new growth anywhere in the body. So from head to toe in human body, if any new growth is occurring, it is known as neoplasia, new growth. The new growth which is formed is known as neoplasm, or it is also known as tumor. Neoplasm and tumor are of two types. It can be benign, it can be malignant. We will see it further. Okay, and the branch of the science which deals with the study of the neoplasm is known as oncology. The specialist of the oncology is known as oncologist. So let's start it. So now to understand why the new growth is occurring. Now the question is, why this new growth is occurring? Why? Why at all this new growth is occurring? You have to understand what is normal cell, what is neoplastic cell. Now in this diagram, you can see this diagram is of a normal cell, and this diagram is of a neoplastic cell. Now you may be thinking, what is the difference between the two? What's the difference between a normal cell versus neoplastic cell? What is the difference? Okay, so see first normal cell. In normal cell, you can see this is a normal cell. When the growth factor is coming, binding with the growth receptor, then only mitosis takes place. Otherwise, mitosis not take place. So this is a normal cell. On the surface of the normal cell, there is a growth receptor. So whenever the growth factor, I will call the growth factor as stimulus. So whenever the stimulus is coming, binding with the growth receptor, then only the mitosis takes place. Otherwise, mitosis do not take place. So I can say the mitosis is under physiological control. Otherwise, it is not taking place. See. So whenever this is a cell, you can see this is a normal cell. So whenever the growth factor is coming, binding with the growth receptor, then only the mitosis takes place and from one cell two are formed. So the growth is under physiological control. Now let's come on the neoplastic cell. See the second diagram, neoplastic cell. Now compare it with the first. What is the difference? You can see here growth factor is absent. There is no growth factor. There is no stimulus. It's absent. In contrast to the normal cell, here the growth factor and stimulus is absent. Even without that, it undergo mitosis. That is, it lost physiological control. So even in cessation of the stimulus, in absence of the stimulus, in absence of the growth factor, it keeps on dividing. So mitosis is uncontrolled. In neoplastic cell, the mitosis is not under control. Mitosis become uncontrolled. Uncontrolled mitosis leads to neoplasia. Here the mitosis is controlled. What do you mean by controlled in normal cell? So whenever growth factor is coming, then only it is dividing. Otherwise, it's not dividing. It's controlled. Here even in absence or presence, it doesn't matter. It keep on dividing. So from one cell, two are formed. You can see. From 2, 4 are formed. From 4, 8 are formed. From 8 to 16, 16 to 32, 32 to 64, 64 to 128. Likewise, it keeps on growing, and a mass of cell is formed. And that is neoplasia. That is neoplasia. You want to see? See. So this is one cell dividing into 2, 2 dividing into 4, 4 dividing into 8. It keep on dividing. And a mass of cell which is formed is known as neoplasia. I hope you got the difference between a normal cell and a neoplastic cell. Normal cell, the cell division is under control. So it divides only when the stimulus is present, and it divides and it stops. It do not keep on dividing. From 1 to 2 are formed. Now if you want from 2 to 4, another growth factor or stimulus has to come. It will not keep on dividing. But in contrast to that, this is neoplastic cell. It keep on dividing. It do not require any stimulus. That is uncontrolled mitosis. So what is the definition of neoplastic cell? What is neoplasia? What is neoplasm? Neoplasm is the abnormal mass of tissue. Abnormal mass of tissue which is formed. Here the mitosis, the growth is accidental, uncoordinated. The mitosis is uncoordinated, and it occurs even after cessation of the stimulus. The stimulus is absent. Even after that, the mitosis, the growth keeps on going. So basically, neoplastic cell is such a cell which has lost the control and regulation of replication. I hope you don't learn the definition and you understand it and you write it in your own language in university exam. So please write in your own language. Don't try to mug it up. So this is the definition of neoplastic cell. Now coming on the nomenclature. There are two types of neoplasia. There are two types of tumors, benign tumors and malignant tumors. What are benign tumors? What are malignant tumors? What is the nomenclature of them? Let's come on benign tumor. All the benign tumor ends in the suffix oma. So suffix is oma. For example, papilloma. What do you mean by papy? Papy means finger-like projections. Can you see? The tumor is arranged in finger-like projection and it's a benign tumor. So that's why I say papilloma. Papy means finger. Oma means benign tumor. Second is adenoma. What do you mean by adenoma? Ade means glands. So oma is a benign tumor. So it's a benign tumor of the glands. Can you see? These all are glands. These all are glands. So it's a benign tumor of the glands. It is known as adenoma. So papilloma, adenoma. See the suffix is oma. Let's see the suffix here. These are the benign tumors. These are the malignant tumors. Currently, I'm interested in the benign one. So it is squamous cell papilloma. Liver cell adenoma. You can see lipoma, fibroma, myxoma, chondroma, osteoma, synovioma, leiomyoma, rhabdomyoma, hemangioma, lymphangioma, meningioma, lymphoma, and fibroma. You can see the suffix is oma. In all of them, the suffix is oma. Oma means benign tumor of that particular thing. Benign tumor of adipose tissue, lipoma. Benign tumor of fibrous tissue, fibroma. Likewise. So it is oma. It's always oma. So learn the benign tumor ends in oma. Learn the two special names. What are the two special names I told you? Papilloma and adenoma. You can get MCQs on that. Okay. But there are 4 exceptions. You have to learn the 4 exceptions. These are the 4 tumors which have suffix as oma. See, the suffix is oma, but they are not benign. They are malignant. So although they have the suffix as oma, but they are malignant. They are 4 in number. You have to learn. So melanoma. It's a malignant tumor of the skin. Although the suffix is oma, but it's malignant. Seminoma, it's a malignant tumor of the testes. Mesothelioma, it is the malignant tumor of the pleura of the lung. And lymphoma is the malignant tumor of the lymph nodes. So these 4 are malignant tumors or neoplasm, but they have the suffix as oma. Now coming on the nomenclature of malignant tumors. We have seen the nomenclature of benign tumors. The nomenclature of malignant tumor depends in which cell that malignant tumor is occurring. In human body, there are 2 types of cells, mesenchymal cell and epithelial cell. If the malignant tumor is occurring in mesenchymal cell, it is known as sarcoma. The suffix is sarcoma. I will show you the example. And if it is arising in the epithelial cell, it is known as carcinoma. It is known as carcinoma. It can be adenocarcinoma, squamous cell carcinoma, but the suffix is carcinoma. So see, these all are epithelial origin. Now don't see the benign one, see the malignant version. They are epithelial. They are epithelial origin. So you can say squamous cell carcinoma, transitional cell carcinoma, adenocarcinoma, hepatocellular carcinoma, choriocarcinoma, melanocarcinoma. So see the suffix as carcinoma when it is epithelial origin. Now let me show you the mesenchymal origin. If it is mesenchymal origin, it is liposarcoma, fibrosarcoma, myxosarcoma, chondrosarcoma, osteosarcoma, synoviosarcoma, leiomyosarcoma. Likewise, you can see. Now the benign version is oma, lipoma, liposarcoma, fibroma, fibrosarcoma, myxoma, myxosarcoma. Likewise, read the list completely. So learn the benign of all, learn the malignant of all. Now in adipose tissue, the person can have benign tumor, the person can have malignant tumor. If the person is having benign tumor of the adipose tissue, we will say the lipoma. And if the person is having malignant tumor of the adipose tissue, we will say liposarcoma. Lipoma, liposarcoma. Fibroma, fibrosarcoma. Likewise, read the list completely. So what we have learned, what is the summary? We have learned that tumors are of 2 types, benign and malignant. Tell me the nomenclature. So benign tumors end in suffix oma. Whether epithelial or mesenchymal doesn't matter. But learn the 4 exceptions. All of them end in oma except 4. 4 of them are malignant, but they have the suffix as oma. Which 4? You have to learn the 4 exceptions. And I guess everyone knows the 4 exceptions. Melanoma, seminoma, lymphoma, mesothelioma. So that is the 4 exceptions. Now coming on the malignant tumors. Malignant tumors depend. Malignant tumor can be of epithelial origin or can be of mesenchymal origin. If it is epithelial origin, the suffix is carcinoma. And if it is mesenchymal origin, the suffix is sarcoma. So we have 3 suffix. One of them will be present. So suffix oma means benign. Suffix carcinoma and sarcoma means malignant. But here the origin may be different. So we have seen all it. Now coming on the precancerous condition or predisposing conditions for the cancer. So cancer predisposing conditions, we divide them into 2 categories. Genetic predisposition and non-genetic predisposition. There are 3 conditions in genetic predisposition. Let's start with genetic predisposition. Autosomal dominant cancer syndromes, defective DNA repair syndromes, and familial cancers. They all have genetic predisposition. So there is a list of cancers. All of them are autosomal dominant. They have a genetic inheritance. Okay, so I'm having a mnemonic to learn this list. The mnemonic is very rich, cute, nice man. Very rich, cute, nice man. Hereditarily like familial females. Very rich, cute, nice man, hereditary like familial female. So V stands for von Hippel-Lanier syndrome. R stand for retinoblastoma. C stand for Cowden syndrome. N stand for neurofibromatosis 1 as well as 2. M for two things, melanoma and man 1, 2. Hereditary, H stand for HNPCC, hereditary non-polyposis colonic carcinoma. L for Liefroni. F for familial adenomatous polyposis, and one more F, familial breast tumor. So please learn the mnemonic: very rich, cute, nice man, hereditary like familial female. Very rich, cute, nice man. I will write it again. Very rich, cute, nice man, hereditarily like familial females. So this is the mnemonic. If you can write the mnemonic, saying full form is very easy. So learn the list. They all are autosomal dominant hereditary cancer syndrome. So they run in the families. There is heredity in them. So there is a gene which is mutated, and that is go to the generation by generation. So it is autosomal dominant inherited cancer syndrome. If the parents are having, the siblings will also have that. The offsprings will also have that. So that is the thing. Now the second is the defective DNA repair syndrome. So whenever DNA damage is there, we do the DNA repair. DNA repair genes are present, but sometimes there is a defect in the DNA repair system, and it is autosomal recessive. So there are total 5 diseases associated with that. Now exactly which step of the DNA repair is defective, based on that we classify them. Is the nucleotide accession repair is defective? So the disease is xeroderma pigmentosa. If the mismatch repair is defective, it is known as non-hereditary polyposis colorectal carcinoma. And if the recombination repair is defective, it is Bloom syndrome, ataxia telangiectasia, and Fanconi's anemia. So if you don't want to learn the classification, learn all 5 together. And to learn all 5 together, I am having a mnemonic. The mnemonic is big facts hack. B stands for Bloom, FAX, F is Fanconi, A is ataxia telangiectasia, X is xeroderma pigmentosa, and H is HNPCC. And all of them are autosomal recessive except HNPCC, which is autosomal dominant. So that is defective DNA repair. Learn the 5 diseases here. So what we have learned, how many we have learned? Very rich, cute, nice man, hereditary like familial females. This is the autosomal dominant inherited cancer syndrome, and these 5 are defective DNA repair. And finally, there are certain familial cancers which have high frequency to run in the families, like breast cancer, ovarian cancer. They do not have any distinct pattern, but they run in the families. So out of the genetic, we have seen there are 3 genetic predisposition. What are the 3 genetic predisposition we have seen? So I'm telling you the precancerous condition. I told you in precancerous condition, we divide them into 2 groups: hereditary or genetic, one is the same thing, and non-hereditary. So first we have completed the hereditary. In hereditary, we divide them into 3 categories. Autosomal dominant syndromes we have seen, DNA repair defective syndrome we have seen, defective DNA repair system, and finally the third one we seen, there are certain familial cancers. So you have to learn the mnemonic. In autosomal dominant, the mnemonic is very rich, cute, nice man, hereditarily like familial females. And here in defective DNA repair, the mnemonic is big facts hai. That is the mnemonic. And here we don't have any mnemonic. Breast and ovary cancer is the example. So basically you have to learn the example. Coming on non-hereditary or genetic. So in non-hereditary or genetic, we have 2 things: the proliferation and chronic inflammation. Whenever there are certain proliferative conditions, whenever there is proliferation, so proliferation means the genetic mutations get accumulated one by one, and it can lead to cancer. For example, regeneration, metaplasia, hyperplasia, dysplasia. Here in proliferation, there is increased accumulation of the genetic mutations. In chronic inflammations, whenever there is a chronic inflammation of any particular organ, inside that organ cytokines are there that causes increased cell survival, and that can lead to cancer. And there is also genetic instability due to chronic inflammation, and that can also lead to cancer. So we are done with cancer predisposing condition. Now you will get a short question, either simply on the definition of neoplasia. You can define it. Neoplasia is the new growth. The new growth is known as neoplasm, and the branch is known as oncology. So basically, neoplastic cell is such a cell which has lost its control over cell growth or mitosis. It is having uncontrolled mitosis. Even in absence of stimulus, it keep on growing. So we have seen the definition. Nomenclature wise, we have seen it is of 2 types: benign and malignant. All benign have the suffix oma. There are 4 exceptions, you know that. And all malignant have the suffix either carcinoma or sarcoma. And you know the examples. Now coming on genetic predisposition. In genetic predisposition, we have, precancerous condition. There are 2 genetic and non-hereditary. In the genetic, the first is autosomal dominant cancer syndrome. You know the mnemonic: very rich, cute, nice man, like hereditarily, like familial females. And for defective DNA repair syndrome, the mnemonic is big fat hair. And familial cancers are ovarian and breast cancer. And in non-hereditary, it can be proliferation and chronic inflammation. That's all about it. So whatever is asked, write that portion only. I hope you got it. So don't forget to see all the questions, PYQ, especially the short and very short questions from this topic. You don't have any long question from this topic. Thank you so much.